Hello, today I'm working on an HP laptop. This is a large 17-inch laptop. It's the HP 17-G151NA. This laptop is running a bit slowly. The customer thinks that it doesn't need an SSD upgrade, but I've turned it on and it just waits and waits and waits for the drive. Eventually the drive does catch up, but it's constantly at least 50% in use, so I think that the hard drive is rather slow. I'm going to open it up and give it a clean anyway, but I'm going to make a backup of the drive and see what the performance difference is with an SSD. And if it's significant, I might try to convince the customer otherwise. I've not opened one of these specific models before. I can see that there's a corner piece here that's screwed on with this screw, and also the first screw that I took out. Now I don't know if that comes out now or... Yeah, it does. Possibly revealing some more screws underneath. Yeah, okay. Good to know. Also worthy of note is this battery, which is the right battery for this laptop, doesn't fit. The mechanism here seems backwards, or the battery is backwards for the mechanism. Like there's a slide that when you put it in, it should cause this mechanism to go that way, but the mechanism goes the other way. It's very strange. It's almost like it's expecting it to be like that, and then when you push it in, it moves to the left. So I don't quite understand what's wrong, but it definitely doesn't fit. The customer told me it doesn't fit. She would know, but that didn't stop me from faffing about with it for about 10 minutes anyway. Okay, so now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws along this back edge, a bunch around the perimeter. I'm not sure if there are any under this strip. Feels like there could be. I'm going to wait until I get all the other screws out. Oh, sounds alive. So there are no screws under the optical drive, as there sometimes will be. I'm going to open it and start. See if I can go back there and have a look at the source review. So I'll close it. Try some side. This keyboard, the whole thing is separated. There's just something holding it. Yeah, don't quite reach. Two hidden screws. Now this thing's going to just come right off. Unreal. Okay. So there was a problem with the battery mechanism. Wasn't quite lined up properly, so you couldn't get the battery in here. I'm hoping that I can fix that. So we've got the battery slider here, and then this. So let's see, this goes through this. Oh, I feel like somebody put it in backwards. Put this in backwards. So this tab is closer to one end than the other. And I think it was in backwards because these sliders were in the middle rather than off at the end. If I put that in there, I feel like that might work. Maybe not. We'll see. Where's the spring go? Right there. Okay. So there's the hard drive. It's a 2 terabytes. Let's see. No, it comes up from this side. It's caught into the back. Seagate. Just gonna clone this. I'll put it on a Samsung 250. Okay, so I can see that I have two Sabrent disk caddies. One has the customer's disk, which is the 2 terabyte, and then there is a blank 250. When I go to copy this, it's going to miss that last recovery partition, so I'm going to have to manually adjust the sizes to make room for it. So I'll copy disk 6 onto disk 7, Sabrent to Sabrent, 2 terabyte to 250 gigabyte, and that last partition is only left 648 megabytes when we need 13.7 gigabytes, so it's like 13 gigabytes short. So I'm going to adjust the main partition down by about 13 gigabytes. And then I'm going to move this one over. So then we have 14 gigabytes at the end unallocated, so that I can copy that recovery partition into that unallocated space. I'm going to put it at the end and then move these around to put some unallocated space, the remainder from our main partition, and then I'll just resize that to take up all that space. So now the target disk, disk 7, looks similar to the source disk. So I will hit apply, and hopefully this will copy with no issues. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the covers back onto here. So this goes that way. So this will go here, and this will go here. And then plug it in. Pop this under there. There. So now this has to go under the hinge first. I feel like that's not quite lined up. Oh, there we go. Just had to open the case. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze the bottom together. It looks like it is already. Okay. So many screws in this thing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Wow. That is a lot of screws. Okay, now these covers, I don't think I've ever seen a case with these where they weren't broken off before now. I mean, this thing is in really good condition. I might as well put the optical drive in, since there are no screws underneath that. Now I can just proceed to put all the screws back in. Moment of truth. The battery fits. Oh, I'm so happy about that. It's booting. Oh, well, Windows is unhappy. Well, don't have a lot of confidence that this is going to work, but might as well let it try. The diagnosing, the automatic repair sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. All right, this is good. It says it's repairing disk errors. This means that it can see the hard drive, it knows what, or the SSD, and it knows what to do. So it's doing it, and that's great. I think this happens when there were disk errors on the source that I've cloned over. I'm not sure, but I've seen that before. And I think that might be what's happening. So we'll just wait, and hopefully, when this is done, we'll be able to boot. Here we go, the moment of truth. Alright, we have Windows. The first time I turned on this computer with the mechanical hard drive, it was very, very slow. Windows took a very long time to get into the desktop. It's taken a while now, but it could be because this is the first time with the new drive. We'll see. So let's have a look at Task Manager. So we've got a 4-core CPU with 7 usable gigabytes of RAM and SSD that's not really overutilized now, so this is looking good to me. I'm going to install Samsung Magician and go through and remove unneeded apps. That was one of the things she asked me to do, and then I'll phone her up and see if she wants to go ahead with the SSD, because I really strongly think that that's what we should do. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for this. The computer runs great, and it came apart and went back together with no major issues. Nothing's broken, and we fixed the battery connection, so I'm just going to clean this up and get it back to the customer. Thanks for watching.